Hi, welcome to The Ugly Architect. If you are new here, I'm Lingraj. In this channel, I try to break down the concepts of IT and architecture into more simplified, insightful, and practical things which really. Today, I'm diving into a concept called domain storytelling, which is getting a lot of tractions into the software engineering world. So, let's discuss around what is domain storytelling and how it matters to the software engineering community, especially the new generation's architects and developers. So, domain storytelling is nothing but a new generation's modeling technique where domain experts and developers sit together and visualize a business process in form of story. No tech jargon, just the real scenario. Imagine you are replacing a long, boring documentations with a simple diagrams that actually would tell a story about how your business works. That is domain. Stefan and Hennings introduced this method in 2016 to help tech team better understand domain-specific problems. In 2021, it got formalized into a book with the same name called Domain Storytelling. That is where it got a lot of tractions and a lot of process, tools, technique has been enhanced. The foundational process involves four things. The number one, you need to pick a story or a business process. Say you have been asked to, or you have been tasked to model a movie booking system. Yeah, I'm just giving an example. Maybe I could show you that later. Then, once you understand the business process, or you have been know that what business process you are modeling, the second things what you need to do is identify who and what aspects. Who, if you would ask me in a traditional agile world, the business analyst or the technical team usually use a term called actor as part of the use case, which is pretty similar to the domain storytelling model as well. And then once you identify the actors, you need to find out what each actors would perform, because every actors have some roles to perform. Yeah. Then once you list out your actor and what actions you performs, or maybe in a whiteboard, you could actually put all those pictures in terms of actors. One thing you need to remember is when you are actually doing all those whiteboarding sessions, you really do not need to worry about what icon set I would use, what UML notions I would use. Yeah, feel free to put all these things in terms of box, circle, whatever maybe. And once you put all those mappings between actor and actions, then you discuss and refines with the collaborations of business to adjust until the story makes sense to you. I would show you an example around how this would actually would look like. Then maybe how let's could dive into it? How a simple diagram can tell the story of watching a movie. As the first aspects, let's identify who are the roles or actors involved. If the business would likes to understand from a customer perspective, customer is trying to come to a movie hall and watching a movie or intend to watch a movie, what are the key roles could be identified? So one roles could be, of course, the customer. Then the second roles could be the cashier on the counter who could sell the movie ticket. Then there could be some things to buy some snacks, maybe which could sell snacks and drinks. That could be a nice to have a role. And then what else? Maybe we have identified this one as the main character. Then someone at the entrance control possibly would allow to check the ticket, and then of course the someone need to open the projector to start the movie. Now once we identify all those roles, maybe we could think around what this movie going customer would do. For example, I could think around, if I would be the customer, I may go and buy a ticket, and that would be from the cashier, right? So that is one actions. The second actions could be, I'm interested in terms of buying some snacks and drinks, and that would be sought by, say, the selling counter. Then once I buy all those things, I may go to watch the movie where I wanted to. Someone may ask possibly on the entrance control to show the ticket. Either it could be QR code or it could be anything. So that's just an actions. Then I may need to granted access to the ticket, maybe with the role of a security guy or a nurser. And once everything is done, the show would start for me by the actor called Project Sonist, who could actually would start the projects. So at this stage, we are at possibly on three activities. Now the next activity, what we are going to do is we would refine till the story is complete. So I'm just giving you an examples, possibly from the book itself. Now, when you focus on individual actors and a specific actions, now you would see that there are some of the other actions and activities would appear. For example, with seat number, right? The seat numbers could be there. Is the able to show the seat plan? It can be choosing a seat plan or handing over the ticket. So if you see the entire started conversations, then you would see these are all very business conversations. Who are the actor? What activities the users or the roles would be doing? By doing this one, you would understand or possibly you would realize that business and technical teams are talking on the same language. Now, once you draw this full blown domain story, then being a technical guys, you could either convert those into a user story or maybe visualize your architecture or visualize your class model or anything. But from a business perspective, this is enough for them to define or understand the epic features and other things. Why is this important for architects and developers is that the number one, it brings clarity. What I mean by clarity is that everyone, including tech, non-tech, can understands the process. The second one is, of course, the alignments. The business and tech teams are on the same page. And third one is, of course, the problem detections, which you could detect the bottleneck or missing step early. For example, what if the ticket cannot be scanned, right? Such kind of domain storytelling helps to catch such issues before development starts. Last 2 years, I have been practicing domain storytellings. To me, it's a simple yet powerful tools to bridge the communications gaps between business and the technical team. That's all I just thought of sharing with you. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the Ugly Architect, that's my channel. And of course, let me know in the comments if you want me to cover more real world examples in the field of domain storytelling.